Hey there everyone, we have already covered the benchmarks of Claude Opus 4.1. This is time to do the coding competition. And I am picking Gemini 2.5 Pro, which is a very respected and the only model that comes close to the Claude Opus family. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So the first question is, can you draw a dragon in a web page using HTML, CSS and JS? Show side view of the dragon and give your best implementation in one single code. Let's send this to both models. So we previously knew that Claude Opus takes very less time to think, and I think that behavior is again reflected in the newer variant as well. We'll see if we actually have any meaningful improvement or not. By the way guys, I have set Claude for Opus to a maximum of 32k tokens, which I think it's the maximum reasoning tokens that it can use. And similarly for Gemini 2.5 Pro, I've set the maximum thinking budget. Okay everyone, we have got the responses from both models. Now it's testing time. Let's start off with Gemini 2.5 Pro. Let's copy the code, open up HTML viewer, let's paste that, preview it. Okay, so you can see it is barely looking like a dragon and it has eyes and eyebrows, I guess. This is the mouth. I think these two are the horns. Also we have an implementation of the wing, but it doesn't look that good. Let's keep that aside and let's look at Claude Opus 4.1. Let's copy the code, open up HTML viewer, paste that and preview it. And okay, we have a similar kind of performance guys. I'll have to say it looks better than what Gemini 2.5 Pro has given us. You can see the eyes is following my cursor and I think this is the mouth. We have the fire that is coming out of its mouth. The wing is implemented correctly guys, although it feels a bit detached. We have the legs. The implementation of the legs is not that good. Also the tail is wiggling, so I have to say a close call between these two models. I am giving the win to Opus 4.1. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is, build absolutely the best implementation of Super Mario game in a web page without using any external assets and in one single code. Let's send this and let's look for the responses. Again you can see Claude Opus 4.1 doesn't think for very long time. You can see only this is the reasoning traces, whereas Gemini 2.5 Pro is taking its time. I still believe if Opus takes time to think, it can come with significantly better responses. This time around I can see guys, Opus is actually generating a long code, which was not true for the previous model. I hope that turns out to be worth it. Having said that, Gemini 2.5 Pro is done, so we'll copy the code, open up HTML viewer, paste that and preview it. Okay, it says procedural Mario, enter to start. So we are able to move. We also have sound guys. Let me actually increase the volume so that you can hear it. It looks good though. Okay, we are able to collect the coins as well. You can see. Let's move ahead. Let's see if we actually are able to actually kill the enemies. Okay, you can see we have different sound effects. We are near to the end. I think we have a flag pole, but there is no flag in it. Let's see if we actually cross it and win. Okay, it says you win. You can also listen to the audio. So it is a working code guys. A good response from Gemini 2.5 Pro. Now it's time for Opus. Let's copy the code, open up HTML viewer, let's paste that and let's preview it. I hope it works. It says start game. Okay, so it looks good guys. It looks good. I think comparatively, it is actually better than what Gemini 2.5 Pro came up with. Also, the sound is actually very real time. There was some lag when it comes to Gemini 2.5 Pro, but that is not the case with this. So you can see guys, I'm actually not able to cross this gap. So I have to say it looks significantly better than what Gemini 2.5 Pro came up with. So again a win for Claude Opus 4.1. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, create a JavaScript animation of falling letters. Let's send this and let's look for their responses. By the way guys, there are some new questions as well. So do stick around, and if you're liking the comparison, please do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and if you see any kind of hype button, please click that. That really helps the channel. And by the way, make sure you have put the notification bell to all. The reason is, you can see I have been posting about Opus 4.1 and the leaks around it a day before. So if you want to get up-to-date information, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to all so that you can see these notifications. By the way, both the models are done. So let's start off with Gemini 2.5 Pro. Let's open up HTML viewer and paste that. And okay, we do see a ball, but no letters or nothing is falling. So nothing much to say. Let's move on to Opus 4.1. Let's copy the code, open up HTML viewer and paste that. We have a ball and the letters are also there, but we have trails for the letters as well and for the ball as well. Anyways, it has got the letters and also the bouncing is actually working. Also the letters are not kind of stiff and they are rotating and tumbling over the ball. So comparatively again a better response from Opus 4.1, a win. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, create the best implementation of the game Angry Birds in HTML, CSS and JS. end in one single code. Let's send this and we'll see what they come up with. One thing that I'm liking about Opus 4.1 is it is not feeling shy to actually give a long code. You can see it is generating a very long code. So we can consider that as a personality improvement with the newer model. Okay everyone, we have got the responses from both models. Let's start off with Gemini 2.5 Pro. Let's open up HTML viewer, paste that and preview it. So it says Angry Birds clone and it says core 0. We have a screen kind of interface and a reset game button. So the button is working but you're not able to play, guys. I think it is a fail. You know, this is the kind of wackiness that you expect from Gemini 2.5 Pro or any Gemini model. They are good, but in some scenarios, they will give out crap like this. Having said that, let's move on to Opus 4.1. I mean, even if it works, it will be a win, given how Gemini performed. So let's paste that. Let's preview it. Okay, we have the birds. The slingshot looks good. We also have a dotted line that actually shows where the bird is going to land. Let's see what happens when we release it. And it works, guys. Insane. Let's move on to next level and let me show you. If I hit it and you can see it actually works. It says that it has sound but I don't see it. It is having the levels, guys, but as soon as we start it, you know, it collapses. So comparatively, I think it is good. Okay, we have something staying in the ground. Let's try to hit it. You can see we also have a power bar. So if I move the slingshot to the very end, you can see it is full, and let's release it. And okay, so it is a working game, guys. A significantly better response than Gemini 2.5 Pro. Again, a win for Opus 4.1. Let's move on to the next question. So this is a new question, guys. Let's have a look at it. So the question is, create a complete cloud themed designer web environment that is a showpiece in itself. The website is a 3D environment with perspective view. You are competing against state-of-the-art models, so don't hold back in any way. Complete it fully and give your best implementation in one single HTML, CSS and JS code. So let's see, we have also mentioned that they are competing against state-of-the-art models. So I hope it actually motivates them to come up with their best responses. Anyways, we'll have to see that. Okay everyone, we have got the responses. Let's look at Gemini 2.5 Pro. Let's copy the code. Open up HTML viewer. Let's paste that. Let's preview it. Okay, it says Ethereum. So we have one cloud. We have a about me section, contact and my work, but you can see it's not that good, and we were very clear with our prompt. Give us the best cloud theme designer web environment, and nothing much is there in this environment, only 3 blobs. Having said that, let's move on to Claude Opus 4.1. Let's copy the code, open up a HTML viewer, let's paste that. Okay, we do see something. Okay, it says cloudscape. Right off the back, we have more clouds and also there is a sun. It has kind of built a UI like interface. If I click bring your journey, it kind of go past the screen. It's kind of a 2D plane which is rotating, you know, rather being really 3D environment. We have some 3D elements, but it's not that good. So you can see clearly this question needs more improvement and models have to actually perform better in this particular question. I'll have to say, if I have to compare, I think Claude Opus 4.1 was better in this because Gemini 2.5 Pro gave us nothing. So again, I will give a win to Claude Opus 4.1. Okay, so this next question is actually interesting one. Let's have a look at it. It says you have to create a simulation of a rocket launch from a launch station and eventually landing on to moon. Do not rush or compromise in code length and quality. You are up against many other competitors and the best one will be awarded. Generate in a single HTML, CSS and JS code. So let's send this. Okay everyone, we have got the responses. Let's start off with Gemini 2.5 Pro. Let's copy the code, open up HTML review, and let's paste that and let's preview it. Okay, it says USA begin mission. So let's begin the mission. It says 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 1, lift off. And you can see the screen is shaking, guys. It looks insane. As it goes upward, you can see this. The sky is actually changing its colors. We can see different layers of the, you know, atmosphere. And I think now we are entering the space. I think ideally, you know, at this point there should be detachment of these boosters. Let's see if anything like that happens. Okay, there was a detachment, guys. Nice. So now we have actually come close to the moon. This looks absolutely insane, guys. I'm impressed. In the mission log, it's saying booster separation confirmed. Now it is saying main engine cut off, and you can see there is no fire, and still the rocket is moving slowly. Now I think it's going to land and it goes out of the screen. Okay, it says touchdown confirmed. Restart simulation. Nice, guys. It looks absolutely insane. I have to say that. I'm really excited what Opus 4.1 has come up with. Let's copy the code, open up HTML viewer, let's paste that and preview it. We do have a small rocket saying USA and it says initiate launch sequence. So let's initiate it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1. Lift off. Okay, what was that? Now we see a moon. That was not good, guys. That was not good. So it says engine status fuel depleted. I don't know what is happening. So the distance to moon is actually increasing, guys. I don't know why that is happening. Even the altitude is increasing. Both are increasing at the same time. I don't know how that works. So it is a terrible response, guys, I have to say. And Gemini 2.5 Pro was on another level. That is what I'm saying, guys. Gemini 2.5 Pro will sometimes, shock you with its responses, but that is not every time, and it's kind of janky. We'll talk about that more as the test progresses. So this is a clear win for Gemini 2.5 Pro. So now let's move on to some Python based questions. As you can see, the question is write a Python code for a hollow circle with an opening. There are 2 balls inside it, and whenever a ball exits, 2 new balls appear. So let's send this. We have done a lot of web designing. Now it's time to do some Python coding. Let's see what they come up with. Okay, we have got the responses from both models. Let's start off with Gemini 2.5 Pro. Let's paste the code and immediately we don't see any kind of errors or warnings. Okay, we have one warning. Let's run it to see if it actually works. Okay, we have 2 balls. It looks good, guys, I have to say that. Let's see what happens when a ball exits. I think it has gravity. That is the reason the balls are not able to exit. So we didn't ask for gravity, but it has it. So anyways, that is a working code. Let's move on to Opus 4.1. Let's copy the code, paste that, and immediately we don't see any kind of errors. Let's run it. Okay, we have 2 balls. The motion is kind of slow. We also have sound. I think we have the same issue over here, guys. We have a gravity. Okay, I think it is working. As you can see, we have a lot of balls. Now it has crashed. Okay, so I think both of them have given us good responses. Opus got it right. I think I'll give Gemini 2.5 Pro another chance. So I've just mentioned that don't have gravity and make the balls bouncy. The only thing I'm trying to see is if actually the opening works and all of that stuff works. If that works, then I'll give a point to both of them. So we have got the code. Let's paste that and let's run it. Okay, I think we don't have gravity. That is nice. Exactly what we asked for. Let's see what happens when a ball exits. Okay, we have 2 new balls. I don't know, guys. Aesthetically, I think I like Gemini 2.5 Pro's response. I think Opus 4.1 got it in the first try, and even Gemini 2.5 Pro have to say that it got it right, but it had an additional feature, that is gravity. So that is not completely wrong, but I think both were able to give us a working response. So I think I'll give a point to both of them. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is design a Python program that simulates Earth's rotation. So let's see. Okay, so Opus 4.1 is still generating, and meanwhile Gemini 2.5 Pro is done. So we'll move ahead and let's actually paste the code from Gemini 2.5 Pro. Immediately we don't see any kind of errors. Let's run it. Okay, that didn't run. That was a fail. Let's look at Opus 4.1. If Opus 4.1 gets it right, then we'll give a point to Opus 4.1. Let's copy the code. Let's paste that, and immediately we don't see any kind of errors. Let's run it. Okay, so that didn't run even with Opus. So since we are moving on to Python based responses, and which is not a strength of the Opus model, and I think that is the reason we are seeing errors. So we'll give a feedback to Opus. We'll paste the error and just say please fix this error and give your complete updated response or code, updated code. I think we should also give a chance to Gemini 2.5 Pro. So we'll copy the error, paste that, and we'll say the exact same thing. Please fix this error and give your complete updated code. Let's see. Okay, we have got the responses from Gemini 2.5 Pro. Let's paste the code and let's run it. Okay, it works. I have to say, guys, one of the best responses that I've got for this question is from Gemini 2.5 Pro itself. You can see it is working. We have the planet, and I don't know for what reason it always kinds of generates a dotted representation. You can see if we actually zoom out, we can better appreciate its look. We can change the speed as well, and now you can see it is actually spinning very fast, or we can slow the spinning. So it is a working response, guys. Let's set it aside, and Opus is done. So let's copy the code, paste that, and let's run it. Okay, again we have a dotted simulation. You can see the moon as well. It is kind of revolving around the earth. Let's actually zoom out, guys. I think then we'll be able to better appreciate its look. So the moon looks absolutely insane, guys. We also have islands, as you can see. If I zoom enough, you can see we have islands and also clouds. I'll have to say that the detail is actually better than Gemini 2.5 Pro, and this is the first time actually I am seeing this. I think they have improved the backend coding and Python based responses on this model. So I have to say that guys, it is a win for Claude Opus 4.1. Let's move on to the next question. Develop the most advanced and fully featured pinball game possible in Python. So let's send this and let's wait for the responses. Okay, we have got the responses from Gemini 2.5 Pro. So let's paste that and immediately we don't see any kind of errors. Let's run it. Okay, it says Python pinball space to start. So we have the ball, but I think there is no way that it actually comes into the screen. I have seen many models actually get this wrong. They are not able to implement it properly. So what can we say? This is what we have got from Gemini 2.5 Pro. The sounds are amazing, but we are not able to play. Meanwhile, Opus is generating a very long code, guys. I think this is one of the improvements that we can say is with the Opus 4.1 model. It generates long code and doesn't feel shy for it. But the point is, it has to actually work. So we have got the response and you can see it is a very long code. Let's copy it. And I hope I don't have any errors. Let's paste that. Okay, so we don't see any kind of errors. Let's run it. Okay, it says Python pinball space to start. It looks very nice and we'll have to restart it. Let's run that. Okay, we have the ball, guys, but it's kind of escaping. So I think in terms of look, Opus is better, but both are kind of bad. So I'll have to give a 0 to both models. Next, we are asking to create state-of-the-art Pacman game in Python. Let's see what they come up with. So you can see, guys, it is actually generating a very long code, and this is something that you can consider as an improvement in with the newer variant. It generates a long code and doesn't feel shy for it. And that is kind of good. You should not hold back in the code length. Having said that, both are done. Let's start off with Gemini 2.5 Pro. Let's paste the code and let's run it. Okay, it says procedural Pacman. Use arrow keys to move, press any key to start. So I'll hit space and okay, it looks good, guys. We also have different sound effects. I think I'll have to increase the volume so that you can hear it. So you can see, let's eat the ghost. Okay, so it is a working game, guys. Absolutely insane. Let's see if the ghost actually follows us. So it is kind of following us. That is nice. When we eat the pellet, they are kind of going far from us. That is what we want. Nice, guys. It is a working game. Having said that, let's move on to Opus 4.1. Let's copy the code, paste that, and let's run it. Okay. Even this one is a working code. It is smoother than what Gemini gave us. I'll have to say that. But few times the ghosts are kind of getting stuck and I don't know what is happening to them. So both have given us a working response, guys. Let's see if we are able to actually win or what happens when we actually collide with the ghost. Okay, we lose and okay, it says you win. So it was comparatively easy to win on Opus 4's response. Both have given us a working response, guys, and I think I should give a point to both of them. So that is a win for both. So let's give a point to both of them. Having said that, we have tested 10 questions, guys. 6 based on web development and 4 questions based on Python. Let's look at the results. So out of 6 questions, in 5 of them, Opus 4.1 was better. But having said that, in the 6th question, that is the rocket question, the response from Gemini 2.5 Pro was on another level. So this is something that you should be aware of. Gemini 2.5 Pro is a very good model, guys. It is kind of janky and in most of the situations its performance is not the best, but in some situations it will absolutely blow your mind with what it comes up with. So this is a behavior that is very much associated with Gemini models. Even if you pick Gemini 2.5 Pro, the videos that I've made on it, you will see that I have been saying about this point that their peak performance is very nice, but most of the times they hallucinate a lot. Having said that, the front end king Opus 4.1 is absolutely insane. The response was consistent, and one thing that we saw is it generates long code. That is something that we wanted. Having said that, moving on to the Python based questions, Opus got 3 points out of 5 and Gemini got 2 out of 5. Clearly, the new Opus 4.1 is significantly better when it comes to Python based generations. That is something that we can clearly see. The Earth's rotation response that it gave, I think that is the best that I have seen from any Anthropic model. So if we now look at the total scores, that is 3 out of 10 for Gemini 2.5 Pro and 8 out of 10 for Claude Opus 4.1. So clearly Claude Opus 4.1 is very good for coding. The front end, no doubt you have to go with Opus 4.1. When it comes to Python based responses, it is better than Gemini 2.5 Pro, but I think you can also go with OpenAI O3, which is a very cheap model. You know, the price is actually insane. Opus on the other hand is very pricey. So this was the coding comparison, guys. I hope you liked this and got something out of it. By the way, there is more to it. We have to do agentic testing of these models, but the video is already getting long, so we'll be doing that in another video. Having said that, that's it for today, guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one.